Good morning students, welcome to my channel Venkat Academy. Students, today we should continue the chapter electricity chapter. Yes, today we have to try to understand what is meant by resistance. So already explained last time, resistance is nothing but it is a property of a material which it opposes the flow of electrons. Okay, means that when that electrons are moving, it is like a speed breakers. Okay, how the electrons are going in the speed, automatically the property of conductor is ready to oppose the flow of electrons. Yes. What is the formula for resistance? See here, what is the resistance and resistance formula? So resistance, the resistance formula R equal to V by I. So what is the formula? Resistance R equal to V by I. Means potential difference per unit current means V by I. And here what is the units of potential difference? That is volt by ampere. Volt by ampere. Volt by ampere is nothing but ohm. The symbol is, that is a symbol for ohms. So means what is the SI units of resistance? That is ohm. So why you taken the only units of ohm only? Means that scientist George Simon Ohm, so more work done on the particular property of resistance. That's why you taken the units of the resistance is ohm. Understand? 1 ohm is nothing but 1 volt per 1 ampere current. Yes. Yes. This resistance mainly depends on only 4 factors are there. What are the main 4 factors? The first factor is what are the factors? So factors depends on the resistance. So mainly 4 factors depends on the resistance especially. So the first one is what is the nature of material. So the nature of the material is depend on the resistance. Yes. So first one is nature of material. Yes. First one, nature of the material. Means the resistance is depend upon the nature of the material. Why? Because different material have different resistance is there. For example, aluminium, silver and copper. These all materials have very low resistance. Okay, and also nichrome, constant. These all the materials have very high resistance. Why? Because different material have different resistance is there. So that's why the resistance is depend upon the nature of the material. Understand? So that is very important. Yes. What is second one? Second one is temperature. So the resistance is depend upon the temperature of the material. Means the resistance of the material increases with temperature and resistance also increases. Means temperature is directly proportional to resistance. Means that the material resistance increases with increasing temperature, and also the resistance of the material decreasing with decreasing temperature. Means when you increase the temperature, automatically resistance of the material also increases, and also when you decrease the temperature of the material, so then automatically the temperature resistance also decreases. That's why the resistance is depend upon the temperature of the material. Understand? That is second factor. Next, what is third factor? Third factor is length of the conductor. So the resistance is depend upon the length of the conductor. So small length of the material have less resistance, and more length means when you increase the length of the material, automatically resistance also increases. So means length of the material is directly proportional to resistance. Means when the object means material conductor material length increases, and also the resistance also increases. If you increase the length of the material is double, the resistance also increases double. When you decrease the length of the conductor is half, then automatically the resistance also decreases half. Means the resistance and length of the conductor both are directly proportional. Okay, increasing that length and also increase the resistance of the material. That's why length of the conductor is directly proportional to resistance of the conductor. Okay, that is the third factor of the resistance. Yes. Next, what is the fourth factor? The fourth factor is area or thickness of the conductor. Okay, the resistance also depend upon the area or thickness of the conductor. So when you increase the area or thickness of the conductor, automatically the resistance is decreased. Means that the area of thickness of the conductor is inversely proportional to resistance. Means that R is inversely proportional to area. So when you increase the area of the conductor, automatically the resistance is decreased. Okay, and also when you decrease the area of the conductor, the resistance is increased. Means both are inversely proportional. Okay, in case the area is double, the resistance is half. When you decrease the area is half, the resistance is double. Okay, that's why the resistance of the conductor is depend upon the area or thickness of a conductor. Means the area is always inversely proportional to resistance of the material. Understand? These four factors very important. Okay, these factors you have to do that activity also. Okay, in the practical time I will explain how that nature is depend upon the resistance, how the resistance depend upon the temperature, how the resistance depend upon the length of the conductor, and also how the resistance depend upon the area of the material also. Okay, these all the factors you have to do that practical time. Okay, understand? These four factors very important. Yes. Next, we can go to discussion about the what is the resistivity. Okay, and also what is the difference between resistance and resistivity. See here. Yes, what is meant by resistivity? So resistance and resistivity is not both are same. Resistance is this is different, and resistivity also different. So resistance means is a property by virtue of it which it opposes the flow of electrons. So this is also one of the property of the conductor. So it is mainly depend upon the what is the main important area and length, depend upon the area length. See here, you know very well relation between resistance and length and resistance and area. See here, resistance is directly proportional to length, and also resistance is inversely proportional to area. So R directly proportional and R inversely proportional to area. So by using up these two equations, you should write like this: R directly proportional to L by A. Okay, why? Because L here 1 by A means how to write L by A. So that's why you have to remove the proportional, especially in the mathematics also. When you remove the proportional, you should take the constant value. So take it constant value, rho L by A. So then how to write rho? So this L by A same here. So rho is equal to RA by L. So this is the formula for resistivity. This is the formula for resistivity. What is the resistivity formula? Rho is equal to RA by L. What is the formula? RA by L. Here R is resistance, area, length. Then how to define the resistivity? Resistivity you can define as the resistance of the material in the unit length, means 1 meter length, and 1 meter square area, means unit length and unit area is nothing but resistivity. Okay, what is resistivity? The resistance of a conductor, okay, with the unit area and unit length, that is nothing but resistivity. Yes, what is the units of resistivity? See here, what is units of resistivity? Rho is equal to R units are O into area units is meter square by length units meter. Here 1 meter cancel. Finally what we get? O. Here 1 meter is there, meter. Means what are the units of resistivity? Ohm meter. Ohm meter. But what are the units of resistance? Only ohms. Resistivity units are ohm meter. Understand? And also different material have different resistivities there. Okay, for example nichrome, for example aluminum, and different material. So which material have low resistivity? That is nothing but conductors. Which material have low resistivity? That material is known as conductors. And also which materials have high resistivity? Okay, for example nichrome, constant. These all materials are insulators. What is the name? Insulators. Insulator have high resistivity. Conductors means aluminum, silver, this all. That conductors have low resistivity. Understand? And all resistivity depend upon the area and length and resistance of the material. And also this formula problem is also very important. In the numerical time, I explain how the resistance and resistivity problems. Understand? This is very important. Okay? Yes. Next, we can go for discussion about the what is the relation between potential difference, current and resistance. And also, it is also known as what is meant by Ohm's law. What is meant by Ohm's law? Very important. Let's see here. Yes, what is meant by Ohm's law? Just now I explained that the great scientist George Simon Ohm. So he is did some experiment on the what is the relation between potential difference and current of a particular circuit. See here, he explained that the potential difference is always directly proportional to current at constant temperature. Okay, means that the potential difference of a circuit, okay, is always directly proportional to electric current, okay, in particular circuit at constant temperature. This is the Ohm's law. Means that should write like this also. Means I is directly proportional to V. Means the current of a conductor is always directly proportional to potential difference of a conductor at constant temperature. This is called Ohm's law. Okay, and also we explain that relation between potential difference, current and resistance. So how he find that? Means V directly proportional. Means V directly proportional. We have to remove the proportional. Should take one constant value, that is R into I. Means that we have to write like this: V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. So this is the formula for Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law formula? Potential difference is equal to electric current into resistance of a material. That is a Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. Okay, this formula very important. Next coming problems also. So what is the Ohm's law formula? V is equal to IR. So when you take the R value here, means potential difference is 1 volt and current is 1 ampere current. Means that R, how to take that? Should take like this. Means V by I values is always constant. So means simply you have to explain that Ohm's law means V by I values is constant. Okay, if any time you have to take that when the materials are obey the Ohm's law, means the V by I values are constant, means that the materials follows the Ohm's law. Okay, in case V by I values are not constant, means that materials does not follow the Ohm's law. Okay, you have to try the experimentally how the Ohm's law is coming. Okay, see here. So how to do that experiment, Ohm's law experiment here? See, first should take the battery, is positive, negative. From battery to key, is a key. After key to connect with this is the rheostat. What is the use of rheostat? Rheostat use, you have to change the resistance. Okay, you have to vary the resistance. What you want? You want to low resistance or high resistance? You can change with rheostat. This is a rheostat. This one battery, this one key. What is the use of key? You have to on the circuit or off the circuit, like switch. Next. Okay, this one positive, negative, and positive, and this one negative. Okay, yes. Next to negative 2, you have to connect with ammeter. So what is the ammeter? So ammeter is a device which should measure the electric current in particular circuit. Means ammeter is what is the ammeter? Ammeter measures current of the circuit. Okay, there is ammeter. And also ammeter always connected in series connection. Which connection? Series connection. Why? Because in case you have to connect with the parallel connection, the ammeter may be damaged. Means electric circuit, means short circuit may be it occurs. That's why always you have to connect with series connection. Next, from ammeter to take one any like wire, nicro wire or something, any wire should take. So the nicro wire resistance, this is the resistance of nicro wire. That is nicro wire. And from here to you should connect with voltmeter. Okay. This is the resistance of nichrome. This is our material. What is the material? That is maybe any nichrome wire. You can take the any wire. So the wire resistance is the wire resistance. And this is a voltmeter. Which meter? Voltmeter. What is the voltmeter? Voltmeter, you should measure the potential difference in the particular two ends. That is the use of voltmeter. And also voltmeter always connected in parallel connection. Which connection? Parallel connection. In case you have to connect the voltmeter in series connection, automatically show the faulty readings. Okay, it's not showing perfect values. Okay, and also maybe it is something problems also come. That's why always you have to connect with the parallel connection, voltmeter. Ammeter series connection, voltmeter parallel connection. Okay, this is a resistance of the material. Okay, finally this is to negative charge of the battery. Okay, this is the circuit diagram of Ohm's law experiment. Yes. So here, what is the experiment? How to do the experiment here? See, this is a rheostat. Okay, so rheostat like this. So here wire is there. Means copper or something wire is there. Okay, and here one arrangement is there. So here positive and here negative. Then you this point is there. And we move that point, okay, from lower resistance to high resistance. Means it's a high resistance. So when you have to change that point, automatically that resistance is changes. Okay. First you have to take certain value. Means you should keep here and find what is ammeter value and voltmeter value. Take one table here. This is a table. This table. The serial number, okay, ammeter values, means current values, and voltmeter values, and here V by I values. What is that? V by I values. So first you have to take the first one, serial number 1. In the particular place you have to give that rheostat and check ammeter and voltmeter value. The current I1 and voltmeter value V1, and here write V1 by I1 values. Next to change the rheostat values. So when you change the resistance, automatically what happened? Ammeter value and voltmeter value both are changes. That's why again you have to check the second case I2 V2. Here V2 by I2. Again this point you have to change one more place. So means you have to vary the rheostat values and check what is ammeter value and the voltmeter values and write like this. Okay, this line you have to take in different conditions. Okay, like this. And I4, V4, V4 by I4. Okay, like this you have to take the table. Okay, ammeter values and voltmeter values. Here V by I values. Okay. Next we have to take the graph point. So take graph. Okay, in x axis we have to take the current and y axis take the voltmeter values. Okay, in y axis V values, in x axis take current values and draw the graph. So that V by I values is coming in the constant values, means approximately 2.1, like certain values. Near to almost all equal values means your graph is coming straight line. How is coming? Straight line. So why? Because that all values are almost coming same values like this. Okay. In case the V by values, V by graph. So VI graph is coming straight line means, okay, that is the ohmic material. Yes, what material is taken here? ohmic material. Means the conductor follows the Ohm's law. Okay, that's why the type of material is called ohmic materials. In case here V by values, here V by values is coming is not constant. So not constant means the graph is coming like this. So current and voltmeter, x and y axis. Okay, the graph is coming like this, like a curved path. So when you get the curved path means that material does not follow the Ohm's law, especially in the LED bulbs. So the LED bulbs gradually the temperature changes. When the temperature changes, automatically resistance also changes. Finally, the V by values are not constant. Clear? That's why this graph is indicates non-ohmic materials. Okay, example LED bulbs. Here ohmic material means example should take the all conductors, means aluminum, nickel, silver. That all metals follows the Ohm's law. Clear? This one very important. Ohm's law, derivation and experiment. So this experiment understand? So how to take the battery, key, rheostat, ammeter. This is the arrangement and this is the activity. You have to change the rheostat position. You have to change and check the ammeter and voltmeter values and write the values on the table and draw the graph. If the graph is straight line, that is ohmic material. If the curved path, that is the non-ohmic materials. Understand what I explained? So this is today total overall what is the resistance and what are the factors depends upon the resistance and what is the Ohm's law. Okay, understand students what I explained today? Next class we have to discuss about the continuous or the heating effects is coming. That one we have to explain next class. Okay, until keep smiling. Thank you.